Constitution of the United States of America. Without this document, we would not be here this evening. So let's talk about this document for a moment. What was the purpose of this document? Anybody care to take a guess at it? Limited federal government. Thank you very much. It was set up to protect us from an out-of-control federal government. In fact, James Madison said in Federalist Papers 45, the powers delegated by the proposed Constitution to the federal government are few and defined. Those which are remained to the state governments are numerous and indefinite. Today, those two sides have switched. Our federal government has usurped from our state governments. I want to share with you a couple stories from what I've had on the campaign trail since I started. Last Friday, I had the opportunity to run into our Senator Carper at a Rotary Club meeting. And I asked Senator Carper if he'd ever seen the Constitution before, which he said he had. And I asked him, I said, based on that, if there's 18 enumerated powers in our Constitution, and health care isn't one of them, how do you justify the things that you have done? Which he quoted to me, and I'll make sure I get this right, Matthew 25, 34 through 46. And the justification, and for those of you who are unaware, and I wasn't, but it's, what you did for the least of my brothers have you done for me. He quoted this as a moral imperative on why they had to pass health care insurance. So, unfortunately, I wasn't willing to sit on that, in which case I reminded him being a Navy veteran and myself being an Air Force veteran, I said, you know as well as I do, we all have a job to do. Stop doing the state's job. And at that point, another gentleman raised his hand and was called upon and thanked Senator Carper, saying, our Constitution grants us the right to pursue happiness. He was so thankful that he provided that for us. After the meeting stopped, I grabbed my pocket Constitution. That wasn't this one, it was a different copy, but I went up to the gentleman, I put my card in it. I said to the gentleman, sir, may I give you this? And it was a copy of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. This man was so mad. His hand was shaking and he took it from me. He said, I don't need this. I know what that document says. I studied it. I know more than you'll ever know about it. Hand it back to me. And I said, but sir, you quoted the Declaration of Independence, not the Constitution. It didn't get much better from that point on. In fact, at one point somebody tried to come up and separate us, which wasn't necessary, and I did thank him for the lively back and forth before I left. But the point was, and I thought of this later, he was being lazy. He didn't have a real argument for me. All he could do was try to berate me right off the bat to get me to shut up. He was taking the lazy path. And then that dawned on me, and I said, you know, that's the whole left perspective. It's the lazy path. If there's a problem with healthcare in our nation, let's throw it over the wall and let government solve it. Right? If there's a problem with poor people in our country, let government solve it. Here, you guys take care of it, just tax me, and I don't even want to know about it. It's the lazy solution. They're not willing to do the work, to get in there, roll up your sleeves, and get in there and solve the problems at our level. The federal government is no good at solving those things. If you hired a maid to clean your house, and for a solid year that maid cleaned your house and never once touched your bathroom, and then when you got the bill at the end of the year, it was 5 times higher than what you agreed to. Wouldn't you question them and say, what was this? Well, we did. She said to us, well, but I cleaned your neighbor's house and the one beside that too. And it really needed cleaning. You can't begrudge me for that. Yes, I can. I hired you to do a job for me. And on top of that, I laid it out in 18 enumerated powers. This is the job I gave you. And you went and clean the neighbor's house. When I get to Washington, I've got 6 bills set up already that I'd like to introduce. The first one is the Read the Bills Act. What this one does is it requires the federal government, any senator and congressman to actually read the bills before they vote. Next one is one subject at a time. When a bill comes up, any amendments that are proposed have to be germane to the subject at hand. No more sliding things in the back door and getting them passed under the curtain. Next one, and I'm going a little quick because I want to save time, is Write the Law Act. This one, I love the way this is put. If I loan you my car and you loan it to someone else, there's a problem. We have given our federal government the power to write laws, and they have passed that right, or that power, onto these organizations that are, oh my God, unconstitutional. Next one is the EPA, and it's not the evil EPA we're all thinking of, it's the Enumerated Powers Act. This act has come up for the last 10 years and died in committee every time. This one says anytime a bill comes from any of the legislators, that it must have at the very top which of those 18 enumerated powers in the Constitution gives them the power to enact that law. The last one is the there's 2 more. Fiscal Responsibility Act. This one says anytime that we're over budget, Congress's pay goes down by 5%. The last one I have is the Congressional Pension Removal Act. And what this does is it takes Congress and congressmen and women out of the federal pension and puts them into a 401k, and that's it, just like the rest of us. You don't go there for 5 years and get a pension. You go up there for 5 years and you roll it over to your next job just like the rest of us.
Okay.
There's one more, which is the Free Competition and Currency Act. I encourage you to come look at it. There's still a few issues with that constitutionally, and you have to watch that time.
Just a couple questions now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be in the other room. I look forward to talking to you, and I've got a couple more stories to share with you. So
All right, we'll take questions. We can take a couple really quickly.
Yes, sir.
In the back.
So I don't need to correct you, but when you were talking about Senator Harper referencing the verse in Matthew, was it?
Yes.
You said to not do the state's job? Did you mean that they should not do the church's job?
No, actually I didn't mean what he was doing was the state's job. Granted, he was up there preaching, and I thought when he mentioned that to me that he was probably in the wrong line of business. Because I would have liked to sit and listen to that.
Okay, another really quickly.
Quick question about that meeting you attended. I noticed on the internet there was 3 of these sleazy little meetings in the middle of the afternoon and nobody could make, and they were open with a limited amount of participation, and the darndest places I've ever heard of. A couple of them are in the ghetto. And then also he has a telephone meeting.
Sir, could you
where he
please
talks.
ask the question?
Now, was that one of the meetings you went to in the middle of the afternoon?
No, it wasn't sleazy. It was at a country club.
That's not one of the 3 I'm talking about.
No, this was just a regular Rotary Club meeting.
Oh, Rotary.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Good.